Hello everybody and welcome back to Bring Your Own Popcorn, and welcome to day number 1 of the 12 Days of Christmas. So this is a series, if you didn't see my last video where I introduced the series, where I'll be watching and reviewing 12 Christmas films that I've never seen before on the 12 days that run up to Christmas. And in today's episode, the first episode, I'll be watching and reviewing the movie Klaus. At least I think that's how you pronounce it. Klaus. I know I think it's a German film, I'm not entirely sure, but I'm pretty sure that you pronounce it Klaus. So I actually know very, very little about this film. All I really know is that it's meant to be absolutely fantastic. It got nominated for an Academy Award, I believe, and it's got like an 8.2 or 8.3 on IMDb and a 90-something% on Rotten Tomatoes, and I've heard nothing but good things about it. It's actually been on my Netflix watch list since it came out. I've been meaning to watch it every single Christmas since the film came out, and I've just not got around to it. So I'm happy that I'm able to strike it off the list today. I think it might be an origin film to Santa. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm pretty sure it's a take on that kind of story, the kind of German fable of Santa Claus, because each country has a different interpretation of Santa Claus, and I'm pretty sure this is Germany's interpretation, or it might be Belgium, I'm not entirely sure, but I'm pretty sure it's their interpretation on who Santa Claus is and his origin. So I'm very excited to watch this one, so without further ado, let's crack on and watch Klaus, or Claus, or however you pronounce it. Okay everybody, so here we go. I'm about to watch Klaus for the first time. I'm actually going to really quickly read the description. A selfish postman and a reclusive toy maker form an unlikely friendship, delivering joy to a cold, dark town that desperately needs it. Okay, it's not what I expected it to be, but I'm excited nonetheless.
Come on, we're running out of time. Those kids are counting on us.
If we don't stop them tonight, this town will never be the same.
Destroy those toys!
No! No! Ah! Ha! Eat our snow, you... They're not attached. Why aren't they attached? I thought they were attached. I would never, in a million years, have done what I just did if I didn't think these were attached.
Okay, so I just got done watching Klaus for the first time. Excuse me for being an idiot at the start of this video saying it was a German film. It is actually a Norwegian movie, but I just got done watching it for the first time, and no surprises here from the reviews that this film has gotten, but I absolutely loved it. I thought it was a great little Christmas film, quite a hidden wee gem. I thought that it did everything that a Christmas film needs to do. It was charming, it was emotional, it was beautiful, and it was really, really fun. First of all, let's talk about the story, and I really liked how this film was a unique kind of interpretation on the origin of Santa Claus. I thought, even though this is probably based off of some folklore that I've never heard before, it was unique to me, and it was nice seeing a fresh take on the origin of Santa Claus. It was also nice seeing more of an old-fashioned take on the origin of Santa Claus, because a lot of the newer films that are kind of Santa's origin story, they're quite high-tech. They're quite gadget central, like Santa's got rocket boosters on the back of his sleigh and stuff. This was a really, really old-fashioned take. I think it's set in the 18th century. A real nice old-fashioned take on the origin story of Santa, where Santa's just a simple toy maker. He's not special in any real way except from he's just a kind old man. And I absolutely loved that about the film. It almost felt like a fairy tale story, in the same way that Rapunzel or Snow White feels like a fairy tale story. This feels like this nice little fairy tale story about this old man that became a legend. I thought the script was really, really nicely written. There were some really, really beautiful moments throughout, which really just shone with the magic of Christmas. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of Christmas films just have a nice, warm, Christmassy feeling, and a lot of this film had that. I thought the dialogue between the characters was just fantastic. It was really well written, and it had a really nice sense of humour, which I wasn't expecting from this film. I thought it was whilst an animated children's film, I didn't think it would have as many laughs as it did. The film, when it went for jokes, honestly didn't fail to make me laugh once. I thought it was absolutely hilarious. Also, the world building that this film did was absolutely incredible, and I think that might be a point of the film, an aspect of the film that really goes overlooked by some people. World building is a really hard thing to do. In terms of writing a film, it is probably the hardest thing to do, to get your audience encapsulated in this world that you've created. It's a very difficult thing to do, and this film does it absolutely superbly. In the first 30 minutes, I was completely zoned into their world. I absolutely loved it. I loved the setting of this little town where it's kind of two rival families. I just thought all the world building was absolutely fantastic. In terms of negatives with the script, there were a couple of cliches throughout the film with characters falling out. You've seen it in a million films where it's kind of a misunderstanding why the characters fall out, and you're frustrated because they shouldn't have fallen out because it's a whole misunderstanding, and yeah, it just had a few of those cliches. And the whole cliche of someone arriving and hating the town and slowly falling in love with it. Again, we've seen it a million times before, and whilst it was done well here, it is definitely a cliche that the film really went very much into. I also thought the film was wrapped up rather quickly. I honestly would have liked another half an hour just to let this ending kind of play out, to kind of, the whole ending montage or climax I thought was a little quick, and everything was just wrapped up a little too fast for me. And whilst it was still wrapped up very well and very beautifully and very emotionally, I might add, this film did manage to get me to cry at the end, which I hate admitting on YouTube, but yeah, I sobbed at the end of this film. And I had a few moments throughout the film where I did start to tear up. I don't know what it was about it. It was a really emotional time, but I did think the climax of the film was wrapped up a little too quickly. Just another half an hour or even 20 minutes just focused on wrapping up that ending of the film would have been fantastic. In terms of the direction of this film, I thought the film looked absolutely marvellous. There was the odd shot that I wasn't a big fan of, but on the whole, I thought the animation was absolutely spectacular. There was the odd shot, as I said, where it would maybe lack in a little bit of colour, it would look a little bit boring, but on the whole, I thought the animation style was beautiful. I thought the character design was absolutely awesome. It almost had a certain Tim Burton kind of feel to it. I don't know if that's just me thinking that, but I thought the character design in particular had a bit of a Tim Burton-esque to it. And in my opinion, I think that this film had the best character designed animated Santa Claus. I think Santa looked absolutely fantastic in this film. The way he was designed, the way he looked, I just thought it was incredibly unique. Yet, if you showed this character to someone, they would still be able to identify him as Santa Claus. It was really smartly done. And I don't really know what gave me this feeling, but it gave me a real nostalgic feeling. This warm, cosy, nice feeling inside. And I don't know if that's just because I've not seen a Christmas film since last December, or if it was something that the film meant to do. It meant to evoke this kind of feeling in you, but it gave me this kind of nostalgic feeling, even though I've nothing to be nostalgic about. But it gave me this warm, cozy feeling inside. I guess some people call that the magic of Christmas. But yeah, it was a strange one, because a lot of films, Christmas films, I think are Christmas films that come out now, I think, are quite devoid of that warm, cozy feeling. This film managed to make me feel like that in a way that I've not felt in a long time. I thought the voice performances in the film were absolutely outstanding. I thought J.K. Simmons, what a choice to play Santa Claus. I would love to actually see his take on a live action Santa Claus. I think he would be fantastic. But here, I think his voice performance is absolutely stellar. However, Jason Schwartzman absolutely stole the show from me with his performance as the main character, Jesper. I thought he was absolutely terrific in this role, and he had really good comedic delivery and also really good emotional delivery, which just when you have a voice, when you can't do anything, obviously the animators can do stuff with visually, but he done a fantastic voice performance. You could hear the comedy in his voice, you could hear the emotion in his voice. He was absolutely fantastic. In saying that, the whole voice cast I thought was absolutely pitch perfect. I thought they'd done a terrific job. Overall, I thought Klaus was a beautifully made Christmas film, and honestly, it was the best choice to start this series with. It is such a nice, warm, cozy, kind of cocoa by the fire Christmas film. You can tell the filmmakers really cared about this project, and the passion completely comes through on screen. I just wish a little bit more time had been spent in the story department and wrapping it up, because it did feel a little bit quick. It felt like there was a lot of build up and it was really quickly wrapped up. And if there were a few less cliches, I would have probably liked it a lot more, but overall I thought this was a really, really good Christmas film. Out of 10, I would like to give Klaus an 8 out of 10. Thank you for watching day 1 of the 12 Days of Christmas. Day 2 will be out tomorrow at 6 PM, and I'll be watching and reviewing for the first time Arthur Christmas. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, all that jazz. Please put down in the comments below whether you liked Klaus. Give me your score out of 10. I read every single one of your comments, and I absolutely love reading them and always try and respond to them. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.